What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid and welcome to my guide for Atelier Ryza 3. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create the ultimate and perfect weapon for Patricia. So let's jump into it, shall we? First of all, the weapon we are going to be using is going to be the efflorescence, okay? So you are going to need Grand Organ and Archean Seals for this. As soon as we start, though, well, actually, I should probably say why we're using this weapon. So when it comes to the abilities, okay, unfortunately, we can ignore the Mark of Aggression. That's completely pointless, and we are going to replace it. However, for her main effects, she doesn't actually have many good ones. The best of the worst, I should say, is the efflorescence, which is the white light illuminating darkness. This increases your critical rate, and critical hits will increase your own attack. Now, we are going to boost the critical rate even further, basically giving her a 100% critical rate increase, which is just going to keep on and on and on, increasing her attack every single time. So let's jump into it, shall we? First of all, you are going to dump a Grand Organ in, and I suggest having your main traits on this Grand Organ. For traits, we are going to be using Lone Wolf Spirit, which, yes, does reduce her magic resistance. Everything dies instantly anyway. And it also increases the AP gained from normal attacks. Now, we could go ahead and use status increasing traits here as well. However, her stats are still going to be around the 2000 mark anyway, so that's kind of pointless and redundant. If you planned on manually controlling her as well, I would also suggest using a skill charge trait. However, I'm just going to leave her to the AI to generate AP for me. So that is why we're going to be using Mana Heat and Super Cooling as well. This basically just guarantees we do a whole bunch more damage, and it also lets us inflict some statuses as well, just for some party synergy. So we're going to dump that ingot in there, and we're also going to dump the Archean Seal in. Now that we've dumped that, we want to go ahead and link morph the Archean Seal to get rid of Mark of Aggression. So what we're going to do is we're going to L3 that, and then we are going to filter core ingredient effect, and for this we are going to go with a critical rate up. We want to get as many critical hits as possible here, and that is why we are going to go with that one. Okay. So now we are going to be at a little bit of a quagmire, unfortunately. You see, the weapon is level 49, which means we can't just finish it off in item rebuilding. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop a Philosopher's Stone in here, and this is just going to give us a huge effect spread, allowing us to basically master everything pretty much all at once. We are going to drop another Grand Ingot here in the ingot section, though, just for a little bit more attack. We might as well, because now it is all about just dropping Grand Organs into the item itself to further increase our stats. We're not going to do anything here in this one or this one for now, though, simply due to the fact we want to put Grand Organs in for higher stats. Not only that, we also want to use the secret key. Now, what we're going to do for the effect is we are going to use an attack increase effect just to increase her already ridiculously high damage. So we're going to use attack increase XXL, and then make sure you try and use a super rare key with the ore motif. The reason for that is then you get a little bit more attack from it, and you also gain a speed increase as well. So we're going to go ahead and drop that in there. And now it's just a case of dumping all of our remaining Grand Organs in, basically, just for some extra stats. So we've now dumped all of them in there, and as you can see, the weapon already has pretty decent stats, but we are nowhere near done. So for traits, we're going to choose Lone Wolf Spirit, Mana Heat, and Super Cooling. Ignore the super traits for now. We will add that momentarily. Okay, there's the weapon already made. Now we're going to item rebuild it. So one of the main things we're going to do as well up here is we do need a jewel in there. However, we're going to use this slot to also add the super trait in. Now, the super trait does depend on what you want to actually do. For example, Berserker Spirit will take 100 HP off, but will give you 130 extra attack, which is really, really nice. You have Ultra Skill, which gives you 50% extra skill damage if you're going to actually manually control her. Or you have the one that I would strongly suggest, Ryza, which I can't actually use because I don't have a dual with it on. Unfortunately, super traits are only able to be passed from items that are gathered and not crafted, and I do not have a claw with it. No, I do not have a claw with it. So I unfortunately can't use the best super trait, Ryza. Instead, we're going to have to go with something else. So we're going to go with the next best thing, which is Berserker's Spirit. The reason we're going with Berserker's Spirit is simply due to the fact this will give us an extra 130 attack. So we're going to dump the silver pony ball in, and we'll also just throw in the philosopher's stone just to finish. Oops, the philosopher's stone was not one. Okay, so we're going to dump the pony ball in there. Now let's remove the super trait effect, and now we're just going to dump a philosopher's stone in there to fully perfect the item. So with that said, everything is now mastered. Do one final check to make sure you have everything learned, which we do. So now we're going to go ahead and synthesize the weapon. Traits: Lone Wolf Spirit, Minor Heat, and Super Cooling. And of course, the super trait is going to be Berserker's Spirit. Look at the HP and look at the attack here. So we do go to minus 40 HP. That is honestly fine. She still has enough anyway. And with the armor she has equipped, she's not going to take damage anyway. Even on charismatic, she's going to be basically unkillable. So now we have that, it is time to reinforce the weapon. So what we're going to do right here, okay, is we could add a bunch of stats, or we could also add 2 effects. As you can see, we already have 2 on there. The weapon will cap out at 4, so this means we can add an extra 2. Now, effects are pretty much kind of up to you on what you would use. You could go for boosting element damage with Heaven's Light. You could get life on hit. You could boost your critical hit ratio, and so on and so forth. We're going to use Presto from the Energy Anchor. This basically gives us extra magical damage, and the damage is going to increase based on AP. We are always going to be at full AP, so that is actually a major damage increase. And then we're also going to use the War Powder for War Song XL, which further increases the critical hit rate. Once we have those 2 in, we have the all the effects that we can use. So now it is down to increasing the stats. Choose whatever you want. You can use either HP, attack, defense, or speed. Now, what I would suggest doing, okay, is you can use a dragon egg for a pretty decent increase across the board, or you can go for attack and use a water beast fossil. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to use a dragon egg. Yes, it's a little less attack, but it's a bit more, you know, stats across the board, basically. So we're going to once again choose the traits, and now we are going to finish the synthesis. As you can see, we do lose 30 HP by equipping this weapon, but we gain nearly 500 attack. We gain 60 defense and 160 speed, which isn't amazing, but the attack is incredibly nice. So we're going to go ahead and synthesize that, and congratulations, your Paddy is now able to do well in excess of 20,000 damage a turn with just normal hits, and well over 100,000 a turn with skills. But that is going to be it for this video, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I really hope it has helped. If it has, then please be sure to smash that like button and drop a comment down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I have tons and tons of guides coming for you guys that you are not going to want to miss. As always, though, everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.